12:04 p.m. on Saturday, January 4th. So a little afternoon, Saturday afternoon go live. Um, According to our metrics, this is probably the absolute worst time to be going live. But here's the deal. I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave it up because hopefully we'll get some future input. But I could really use your help. All right. One of the things I want to do via this video and more like this is kind of get into a rhythm of launching a weekend update. I've been advertising, you know, back and forth a little bit over the last few weeks. I've been advertising that we've got a new email newsletter, and you can sign up for that new email newsletter on our website at eComCatalyst.com. But I want to kind of like put a marketing spin on that. And if you're watching this video live, and I don't even see any live people now, but you come in live or you come in later and you're watching this, I'd love your feedback. Okay. I want to have kind of a name for the email newsletter. But first, I want to just kind of talk about the whole gist of the purpose of it, okay? It's not going to be a long email that takes a lot of time to read. But as both a seller for 20 plus years in the e-commerce community and also the owner of eComCatalyst full service agency, we're neck deep in the trenches of e-commerce on Amazon and Walmart, Shopify, direct to consumer, different marketplaces. So really just neck deep. And on top of that, I'm also constantly networking through LinkedIn and some paid premium forums and Reddit and areas like that with other sellers, other agency owners. So I feel like we have a pretty good pulse of what's happening. And so I wanted to send out a weekend email with a few little bullet points of the stuff that we're seeing happening over that time in the world of e-commerce. All right. So I asked ChatGPT. I was like, hey, here's my prompt in ChatGPT. Help me come up with a catchy name for my weekend e-commerce email newsletter. For context, the purpose of this email newsletter is for Fred McKinnon, the founder of eComCatalyst e-commerce agency, to share a weekend recap of what has been happening in the world of e-commerce, from news, announcements, warnings, tips, and resources to help people grow their e-commerce business. Then I said in the prompt for ChatGPT, again, same prompt, I'd like a catchy title and a subtitle for marketing purposes. Give me at least 10 options. And the beauty of ChatGPT is, and within moments, it's just gave me great options. All right. It said, here are 10 catchy names and subtitles for your weekend e-commerce email newsletter. Number 1, Ecom Insider Weekly. Okay. I X that right away because there's already like an Amazon Insider. My friend John Elder has that Amazon Insider. It's an amazing email newsletter. You should be subscribed to that. The next one was the Catalyst Chronicles. Sounded too much like Chronicles of Narnia. Number 3, Commerce Compass. Didn't think so. Number 4, the Ecom Wrap Up. Okay. 5, Ecom Weekend Wire. The subtitle there was Your Connection to the Pulse of E-commerce. That one had potential. 6 was Profit Pulse, weekly e-commerce updates to keep your business ahead. 7, Ecom Edge, sharpen your e-commerce strategy with weekend insights. Pretty cool. Number 8 was the Catalyst Report, Fred McKinnon's weekend take on e-commerce growth and tactics. That was one that I favorited. Number 9, Ecom Digest Weekend. And then 10, Commerce Sparks, igniting ideas and insights for your e-commerce success. And so I said, I really like 8 and 10, the Catalyst Report and Commerce Sparks. I said, the Catalyst Report sounds really official and Commerce Sparks sounds catchy. Perhaps it should be e-commerce Sparks. And so ChatGPT wrote back and said, great choices. Here's a refined take. Number 1, the Catalyst Report, Fred McKinnon's weekend analysis of e-commerce news and strategies. And number 2, e-commerce Sparks, igniting insights and ideas to fuel your e-commerce growth. Both strike different tones. The Catalyst Report feels authoritative and professional, emphasizing your expertise and credibility. E-commerce Sparks feels vibrant and engaging, suggesting energy and actionable inspiration. All right, so what I did is I took those and I hit my mastermind list, and I was like, hey, what do you guys think? Do you have any feedback? And the initial feedback was they liked that first one, the Catalyst Report, but he said it should have the name e-commerce in it. And I was like, what about the eComCatalyst Report? Because that has our agency name. So I'm kind of leaning there, the eComCatalyst Report or e-commerce Sparks. Great to see some of you watching live. Drop a comment. Let me know, what do you think if you're watching this right now? And man, would love to know. So if you had to choose between the name of this weekend email newsletter, the eComCatalyst report, or would you like to have it e-commerce sparks? Those are kind of the two that we've nailed down to. So love to have your feedback. Love to know what you think. If you're watching live, drop a comment. If you're watching later, drop a comment. We're also going to run a poll on some of our socials. But that will be the point of the email newsletter. You can sign up now at eComCatalyst.com. I'll be sending it out after this video. But as a supplement to that newsletter, I want to go live at some point toward the end of the week, Thursday or Friday, maybe on a Saturday like this. Sometimes I just have time on Saturday morning and run through kind of the beat down of what we have going on. So one of the things I want to talk about that came out this week in e-commerce world, big news here, is Amazon announced that they are putting a restriction on product titles. So this is big, right? Amazon, we've seen the spammy keyword stuff, massive long titles. I mean, some of them are absolutely absurd yet, and we're creating some of those because Amazon's all about SEO and ranking, and you get more ranking juice when your keywords are in the title. But Amazon released some guidelines that say you can't have that anymore. And they're, for most categories, they're restricting it to 200 characters. They're eliminating repetitive words. They're eliminating some special characters, okay? I'll do another video exclusively about that. That'll be coming up probably next week. That'll give you a lot of details about that. All right. The scary thing is they're saying if you have titles over 200 characters that don't qualify for that, then they may change them automatically with their AI. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. I'm not quite sure, but would love to know. So yeah, keep an eye on that. The deadline's coming up soon on that to have your long titles changed. All right. So Amazon titles, number one. Number two, big news out there in the world of software providers. One of our favorites, Carbon 6. We as an agency use Carbon 6 specifically. A couple of the tools we really recommend, and we use seller investigators to recover funds. Great deal. If you sign up for seller investigators with our link, our agency link, you get like your first $1,000 of recovery of recovered funds without a fee. Big deal. You have to use our particular link for that. And if you happen to be an agency client with us, then we even have a much reduced rate. A recovery rate is the commission is much lower. So, but yeah, seller investigators. Another one is PixelMe, which is a great way to track outside traffic into Amazon through attribution and to be able to monitor conversions, and use PixelMe to generate that to send external traffic to your Amazon listing. Anyway, the big news with Carbon 6 is that they were acquired, or they are being acquired by SPS Commerce. So lots of millions of dollars involved in that acquisition. It's always interesting to see what happens with SaaS providers and service providers when they get acquired by another company. Sometimes I've seen that be awesome, and other times I've seen the company kind of mess things up when they take over. So hopefully that goes well. We've got lots of good friends at Carbon 6. They make some amazing software. So best of luck. Congratulations, Carbon 6, on that monster acquisition by SPS Commerce. All right. The only other thing I want to hit right now, and this is only going to hit you if you are currently using Shopify, if you're a direct consumer. And I got this email from Shopify. I've got my other screen open here. And basically, they're saying that to ensure, this was like a mandatory action, required 30-day notice. So I'm assuming most people are getting this, and it has to do with your pixels and your conversion tags, okay, for Google Analytics and Meta, Facebook, Instagram, the conversion tracking tag, pixels, things like that. In the past, on Shopify, you go to your online store preferences inside that admin area, and that's where your code for Google Analytics and Facebook and Instagram, your meta tags and your pixels and things like that go. Well, they're changing that, okay? So what they're telling me here in this email, and you might have received it too if you're a Shopify person, to ensure ongoing compliance with latest PCI, payment card industry data security standards, the management of the Google Analytics tag and the Meta Pixel is moving from online store preferences in the Shopify admin to you individual apps or custom pixels. For the most robust measurement, it's recommended that you set up these pixels in the following apps. So basically, they're wanting you to install the Google and YouTube app, which is a separate app. That's where you'll track all your Google Analytics information. And then the Facebook and Instagram Metapixel app. That's where you'll put your Metapixel there. And then they're saying if your pixels are not set up through the apps by February the 2nd, 2025, Shopify, will begin automatically converting them to custom pixels in a best effort attempt to ensure continuity in your measurement. It is highly recommended that you set up measurement through the apps above. So basically, they're just kind of tightening up their whole process and tightening up how that gets done. So if you have Shopify, you definitely want to do that. And that's kind of the big thing. It's the first week of the year. Things are kind of slowing down. Things aren't super busy right now. And, sales are probably down a little bit unless you've got a huge accessory brand that pushes hard right after Christmas. First week of January, first 2-3 weeks of January, really the first month of January, most e-commerce sellers are dealing with returns. You see your profitability down a bit in January because there's a lot of returns and return service fees and return labels happening with post-holiday shoppers sending stuff back. So don't stress over that. Everything will be looking good. I will mention if you don't track your numbers, make sure you track your numbers. Seller board is what we recommend for that. I'll make videos about that. You can search the YouTube channel. Hey, thanks for watching. Again, this is just a quick go live. I'm going to do this. My goal is to do this in 2025. It's one of my kind of New Year goals to do this once a week. And just to kind of bullet point, here's kind of the things that we're seeing that work. Here's some strategies. Here's some tactics. Here's some news. Here's some warnings that we see from engaging with dozens and dozens of seller accounts and other sellers and agency owners like us here at eComCatalyst. I hope it's helpful to you. And then we'll put this into a little bullet point email that's quick and easy to read. And what I want to know from you, if you're watching this, and it's that first week or so of January, you can vote and let us know, what do you think is a catchier, better name for the email newsletter? The eComCatalyst report or e-commerce sparks? Or any of those others I mentioned. So, hey, look, we had a few people chime in. We had a few people watching live. Good to see you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the hearts. Hey, if you haven't subscribed on YouTube to this channel, man, hit that subscribe button right away. Really love to see that. We really want to push and grow this channel hard this year. Thankful for those who have been part of the early growth here, and look forward to serving you in 2025. As always, if you have questions, if there's a way we can help you, visit eComCatalyst.com. You can schedule a free consultation there. Also, you can leave comments on the video. I try to respond to every comment myself when I can. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.